First, we're going to do exercises for our strokings, for the position of our hips during the stroking. When we skate forward, we attack the space in front of us with our hips. We do not want to leave our hips behind as we push forward. We want to pre-bend, send our hips forward, and transfer your weight onto the other foot once your pushing leg leaves the floor. So the exercise for that, we're gonna grab onto something, chair, wall, countertop, anything you have. We're gonna open our right arm to the side, placing it parallel with the floor. Shoulder blades are down and together. We're gonna pre-bend over our left foot, and then we're gonna pretend that we have a puddle or a hole in the floor right in front of us. And we want to step over that puddle or hole onto the other side, transferring our weight as our left leg finishes the push. Your push has two phases. Phase number one, your knee extends. Phase number two, your ankle extends and your toes point. The most powerful phase is your knee, but then your ankle adds 15 to 20% to that power. So both of these phases are very important for the amount of power you could create out of your stroking. So that being said, we're gonna do this. We're gonna pre-bend, and then we're gonna pretend that we are stepping over that puddle or hole, almost like as if we were jumping. Then we're gonna tap the floor and hold our legs for 2 counts, making sure that our hips stay forward. Then we're gonna come up, we're gonna pre-bend on our right leg, and we're gonna step back over that same imaginary puddle or hole, going back onto our left foot. When we go forward, we focus on sending our hips into the space in front of us. When we go back, we initiate that effort with our shoulder blades attacking the space behind us. So we're gonna do that 5 times. We're gonna step, hold for 2, tap, hold for 2, come up, rebend, step, hold for 2, tap, hold for 2, come up and rebend. And pre-bend over your left foot and go. 1, 2, tap, 3, 4, up, down, 1, 2, tap, 3, 4, up, down, 1, 2, tap, 3, 4, up, down, 1, 2, tap, 3, 4. 2 more. Bend, keep your shoulder blades down and together, just like during our warm-up. Bend, 1, 2, tap, 3, 4. Last one, 1, 2, tap, 3, 4. Up, down, 1, 2, tap, 3, 4. Up and relax. Guys, the position of our upper body should remain constant throughout our exercise. That means that our shoulder blades have to go down and meet each other in the letter V shape, right back there. That's gonna open your chest. So instead of skating like this, we're gonna keep that nicely open position. Our arms stay parallel with the floor. So we do not want to drop our arms. The second our arms drop, whether we want it or not, our upper body gonna cave in forward. So we're gonna end up separating our shoulder blades and leaning forward, not being over our hips. So not a very good position. That's why we want to focus on shoulder blades staying down and together, creating a letter V shape, and arms parallel over the floor. So now we're gonna go the other way. Now we're gonna pre-bend over our right foot and go forward. 1, 2, tap, 3, 4. Up, bend, 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 step, 2, tap. Just make sure that your free leg fully extends once your pushing foot leaves the floor. You do not want to leave your leg bent. Whenever our leg is extended and toes are pointed, our leg is much lighter than if our knees are bent and our toes are flopping. So this is a heavy leg, much harder to hold. This is a lighter leg, much easier to hold. Plus it looks nice. Now, we're gonna grab onto the wall or chair with both hands. We're gonna extend our leg behind us, but not directly behind us, slightly to the side. So 40-degree angle in relation to your standing leg. Just like when we skate and do strokings. We do not push back, which gonna force us to let this hip out. We push off an inside edge, slightly to the side. So we're gonna get into that same position. Hips forward, pulling. You wanna pull your hips towards the wall or a chair or the countertop you're holding on. So your weight is right over your foot. We do not want this. Here. And then keeping this position, we're gonna lift our leg up and we're gonna do 20 taps with our leg. We wanna make sure that when we pick our leg up, our hips stay forward. And we only use that muscle right here. So let's try that. Bend our knee, get your leg out, point your toes, shoulder blades are down and together, pick your leg up and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's switch sides. Bend your knees first. Make sure that your shoulder blades are down and together, hips are forward. Then get your leg out, put it in slightly to the side, straight knee, pointed toes, leg is turned out, hips are being pulled towards the wall in front of you. Pick your leg up and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax your legs, shake them off a little. Now we're gonna let go of the bar and we're gonna do 2 strokings towards our screens going forward and then 2 strokings away from our screens. And we're gonna try to use the same approach we just did during our exercise. So we're gonna pre-bend, we're gonna send our hips forward, stepping over the imaginary puddle or hole, delivering your weight over the foot, over the new foot as your pushing foot leaves the floor. And we want to initiate that with our hips attacking the space in front of us. And going back, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to attack the space behind us with our shoulder blades. Our upper body's position. Arms parallel over the floor, shoulders down, so our neck is nice and long. Shoulder blades are down and together, keeping our chest open. Hips forward. So we're going to do 2 front, 2 back. And each time our foot leaves the floor, we're going to hold it for 2, tap, hold for 2, come up, bend, step, hold for 2, tap, hold for 2, then same thing back. We're going to do it 5 times. So let's pre-bend over our right foot and go. 1, 2, tap, 3, 4, up, bend, 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 1, 2, straight leg, 3, 4, up, bend, step, keep your leg turned out when it leaves the floor, tap, 3, 4, up, bend, point your toes, 2, tap, 3, 4, up, bend, 1, 2, tap, 3, 4, up, bend, and again, 2, tap, 3, 4, up, bend, 1, 2, tap, 3, 4, up, bend, 1, 2, tap, 3, 4, up, bend, 1, 2, tap, 3, 4. That was us skating on a straight line. So strokings. Now we're going to talk about curves. What kind of position of our upper body in relation to the lower body we're supposed to have when we stay on edges. So we're going to start with outside edges. This is going to be my circle. So you, during I'm showing you what we're going to do, going to be the center of my circle. And then once we're actually gonna start doing the exercise, I'm gonna turn the other way so you can just repeat what I do. But that way is easier for me to explain what needs to happen. So if that is my circle, and I'm stepping onto the outside swing, I want to be facing the circle. So I want to twist my upper body into the circle, which is going to force my blade to curve on that outside edge. So twisting inside of the circle, it's a 50% of me forcing my blade to get onto that outside edge. The remaining 50%, it's me leaning into the circle. So if my weight falls or being thrown into the circle, my blade won't have a choice but to follow my weight. With the other words, if I'm stepping onto my left leg, I want to be twisted towards that leg, and I want to lean towards that same side as well. Now, when we twist, we do not want to break that line. Just like during our warm-up, when we did that exercise. That's the position we're looking for. So I'm gonna twist to the left, but I'm gonna keep my arms and my shoulders on the same line, as if I had a hockey stick or a broom tied to my back and my arms. And I cannot move my arms into that circle because that hockey stick holds my arms with it. So that's my arms position in relation to my lower body. Now, my head. There are two ways of dealing with the position of the head. We can look outside of the circle, or we can look inside of the circle. That depends on how deep of an outside edge we want to have. If we want to go as deep as possible, we want to throw everything into the circle we have, starting with the turn of our head. But if we want to make our circle a little wider, then we want to look out. And as we look out, we will be forced to lean slightly outside of the circle. When we look in, we will be able to lean inside of the circle, making our edge deeper. So right now, let's try to do deep outside swinger. So we're gonna pre-bend over the right foot, we're gonna look to the left, we're gonna slightly twist to the left. We're gonna push the same way we did during our strokings. So we're gonna send our hips forward, pretending that we are stepping over a puddle or a hole in our floor, and then we're gonna deliver our weight onto the new foot as our toe leaves the floor. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna pre-bend, we're gonna push on one. Then we're gonna turn our foot so it points the same way our left hand is pointing on two. Then we're gonna take our leg through and placing it underneath our arm on 4 and on 3, and then we're gonna pre-bend, preparing for the next step on 4. Now, we want to keep the lean. If we're talking about deep outside edge, we want to keep the lean into the circle from the beginning of the curve to the end of the curve, forcing our blade to stay on a consistently deep edge. For that purpose, we want to step first, then leaving our leg behind us. We want to change our leading arm. So I was guiding with my right arm, and then my blade will curve, so my toes are getting to my left hand. So my leading arm gonna change. And then keeping the lean, I'm gonna swing through, and only when I pre-bend, I'm gonna transfer and start preparing to the other side. So let's do that exercise. I'm gonna be facing this way. My window gonna be my screen right now. So you can just repeat what I do without getting confused on which foot am I on. We're gonna be on the right foot, right hand in front. We're gonna look to the left. We're gonna pre-bend and step on one. We're gonna turn our foot so our toes are facing the same wall our left hand is. Then we're gonna get our leg through, keeping the lean, looking over our shoulder. And then we're gonna pre-bend, turning our head and looking into our screens again. And then we step 1, turn 2, swing 3, bend 4. Step 1, turn 2, swing 3, bend 4. Step 1, turn 2, swing 3, bend 4. And keep going. We step with one arm, so we face the circle when our leg is behind. But then as our blade travels through the curve, we're gonna end up facing outside of the circle. That will require us to take our blade to the opposite hand, so our leading hand changes. And then we swing underneath that leading hand, keeping the lean over the circle. Why? So my blade can stay on that curve. And only when I pre-bend, I turn my head and I transfer my weight. So let's do it one more time with me. Right hand in front, pre-bend over your right foot, look to the left, and go 1, arm 2, swing 3, bend 4, step 1, turn 2, swing 3, bend 4, step 1, turn 2, swing 3, bend 4, step 1, turn 2, swing 3, bend 4. Just remember, I know there is a lot of stuff to focus on. Yeah, the amount of information I just gave you is pretty big. We have to pick the priorities, so we can't think about everything right away and expect it to happen. So we have to pick 3 things. What are the most important things? The most important things are which part of our body goes first into the push. So hips. We do not want to be here. So we want to get in a habit of attacking the space in front of us with our hips when we go forward, stepping from one foot onto the other. The second most important thing is the position of our upper body. We do not want that. We do not want to drop our arms either. If we disconnect our shoulders, we automatically move slightly forward. So we can't really attack the space with our hips anymore. Same thing happens if we drop our arms. Whether we want it or not, our arms drop, our upper body moves forward. So again, attacking the space in front of us with our hips is going to be a little challenging because of that. And number 3, it's knee toes. So you have 2 phases of your push, which gonna define the amount of power you get from the push. It's the knee extension and then foot at the end. If that is not happening, you simply won't be able to be efficient with transferring your weight from one foot onto the other, and the result of that is going to be lack of speed. And if you don't have a lot of speed, the stability of your blade is going to be sacrificed. So knee, toes, okay? And now we're going to try to do exactly that. We're going to forget about arms, but we're going to keep our shoulders. We're going to pre-bend, and we're going to focus only on our hips, so only on 2 things, hips and the push. And we're going to try to literally jump from one foot onto the other. So let's pre-bend over our right foot, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4. And one more time, bend, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, bend, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to bring our third most important part into the picture, which is our upper body position. And we're going to try to do all 3 going through that jump. When we jump, we want to get into the circle with our upper body. So we want to keep the opposite hand in relation to our future standing leg or landing leg in front. With the other words, if we step onto the left foot, we want to have our right arm in front. So let's put our arms in place, pre-bend, right arm in front, look to the left, and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Step back. Pre-bend, 1, 2, 3, 4. Step back. And again, pre-bend, 1, 2, 3, 4. Step back. Very nice. Now we're going to go the other way. So right away, let's go with our arms. Stay over your left foot. Arms parallel over the floor. Left hand in front. Look inside of your imaginary circle. And go 1, 2, 3, 4. Step back. Bend 1, 2, 3, 4. Step back. Bend 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2 more. Bend 1, 2, 3, 4. And last one. Bend 1, 2, 3, 4 inside counters. What is a counter? Is the turn from, and we're going to talk about forward inside counter. So forward inside to the backward inside. It's a difficult turn. That means that we have to try to sustain an inside edge in and an inside edge out. So from my lessons, I kind of learned that it's a little easier if I just gonna draw first. So let's pretend this is our ring. This is our ring. We have a center line, right? So we move in this direction. This is our general axis. When we talk about difficult turns, counters, rockers, they have 2 different curves involved. So we skate on a letter S-shaped path, right? So if I enter my counter, I'm gonna start on the axis and I'm gonna get through the entire curve and I'm gonna send my blade slightly back on the pattern, and then I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna go through the second curve, and I'm gonna get out of the counter when I'm back on the same axis, right? So now I need you to, having this picture in mind, visualize the line on the floor of your room, and we're gonna work around that line.